evening. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give y'all sister 1 second. Because I don't want to waste these drinks on my top, on my laptop. And I need a microphone. And I need to close my door. And whoopsie. I might need some light. Just give me the light. Okay. Y'all big mama is big. Now, how you already, I know it's got to be UK, how you go in there and hit a like check mark for the show before you even tuned in? That's you, ain't it, Kay? You or Roman? Which one of y'all? Because I know y'all. I know y'all like the back of my hand. Let's see here. Okay. We are good. Changes. Okay, what do you want to say? Oh, that's say on. Okay, I'm on. Big Mama here. I'm marked safe by being here. Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second now. I do not have a listening tonight an edible. So I smoke. Sue me. All right. Welcome. Why I cheated? When people hear the word cheating, they immediately think about betrayal. They think about another person, another relationship, another secret. But tonight isn't about who I cheated on. It's about the person I cheated the most. And that's me. For years, I looked back over my life and my relationships wondering where things went wrong. I spent time analyzing what they did, what they didn't do, what should have happened, and what could have been different. But therapy has a funny way of holding up a mirror. Eventually, stop asking, why did this happen to me? And you start asking, what role did I play in my own suffering? That question changed everything for me. Hey, Max! Uh, See? Music-based tattoos. Get you one of those fancy guitars. I love those. I'm just too scared to get them. As I told you, it hurt. So because that question changed everything, because the truth is I cheated on myself. I cheated myself out of peace. I cheated myself out of clarity. I cheated myself out of the kind of love I deserved because I lacked the tools to create and sustain it. Not because I was a bad person, not because I wasn't worthy, but because I was operating from wounds instead of wisdom. Tonight is not a story about blame, it's a story about accountability. It's about the lessons I learned after years of struggle, mistakes, therapy, reflection, and growth. The question is no longer who hurt me. The question is, how did I abandon myself? And when I looked honestly at that answer, I found 7 places where I was cheating myself all alone. Welcome to season 3 finale, Why I Cheated and My Lessons in Love. Welcome. Hey, y'all. Hey, it's me, your girl, the crazy melanin princess, aka Big Mama. And you already know I come on the line begging for you to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Pretty, please. Your Big Mama is begging, okay? Share some of these episodes with somebody who you like. I think this will resonate with them. And go on and just share some of them with somebody. Then tell them if they don't do nothing else, at least subscribe. They ain't gotta watch it. Just get my subscribers up, okay? I need my prescribers up. I need my views up too, but my prescribers up, please. Thank you, and don't forget to hit the notification button because if you really care, and you want, hey, keep out now. If you really care, and you really want to be hear when Big Mama talking about a bunch of nonsense. Some good shit, but nonsense too. If you really care, okay, then you hit that notification button, and not only will you hit the little ding dong bell notification button, here you will go into your settings on your phone and ensure that your notifications are active or on for YouTube, or else it don't even matter if you hit the notification over here because they ain't gonna never tell you because your phone ain't gonna tell you. And that's just how technology works, baby. Oh, what a heavy day. What a heavy, heavy, heavy day. June 9th. This is my childhood best friend's birthday, by the way, Lakita Monique Price. Happy birthday to you. In our time capsule today, there was a huge decision decided by a member of 12 jury in the Collins County Court in Texas of the USA, where they found this young man guilty of murder and a very clear-cut self-defense case. The young man's name is Carmelo Anthony. And this is decision day, but I'm going to call it D-Day. Because it's bad, and it definitely brought my spirits down today. I cried. I'm hurt. It's kind of sort of like you knew that this was going to happen because we Black in America, and we're not going to act as if what we've seen our entire existence is not what we've seen our entire existence. It doesn't change. Every story is different. Every single one of them hurt. And this show is dedicated to that young brother because I some kind of way, I just feel like we got to get him out of here. I don't know. So today is Carmelo Anthony's day. They did not give him a fair trial. How this ended in such a short period of time, I have no idea. I've never seen a murder trial. This is unprecedented in my understanding of what a murder trial tends to be. And because of that, I say we're going to take a deep breath right here. This is our deep breath spot. On the count of 3, take a deep breath with me because I for damn sure need one. They just sentenced him to 35 years. Yeah. It's so funny that me talking about cheating myself, cheating in love, and wanting to cancel because of that today. Like, this is so heavy. Like, heavy. It's very, very fucking heavy. Life is heavy, but this shit is heavy. This baby is so not deserving of this. I don't know what I can do, but it's got to be something. I don't know what, but I can't keep watching these young babies get thrown in the trash can for absolutely, they're finding themselves deceased at the hands of angry others who feel as if our children don't deserve to live or see themselves beyond 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, or they feel as if they should discard us in a way where they put us into a system that was designed specifically for the 13th, slave labor, re-enslavement of African American children, and I can't take it no more. I don't know what this means for me, but something got to change. So maybe this platform will grow enough to where something to help, because I can't do it. I can't do this no more. It's just too fucking painful, you know? Y'all 3, let's take our deep breath. And hell, say a prayer for this young brother. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Max, 35 years is just way too much. Way too much. Way too much. Trying him as an adult, way too much. It's all way too much. This is absolutely way too fucking much. So today I'm manifesting. You can manifest what you deserve, what you like. I manifest the courage to see myself clearly. I wish that for everybody. And perhaps if that was something that could have been infused into the youth, that this would have never been. if you have the wherewithal and the clarity to and the courage to clearly see oneself. And perhaps that would alleviate situations that become heightened, or they mitigate them before any first action took place. Because had that little white boy saw himself clearly, he'd still be here. And I'm sorry, everybody's like they feel sorry for the life that was lost. I don't. I don't. I see this young man's life being taken, and that's not what he wanted to do. He didn't want to do that to that boy. He had immediate remorse. That was not his call to action. That was not a design on his life for that day. It was not. But this other child, I can't feel sorry for you meeting your own demise by your own actions causing your demise. I just hate that there's the shrapnel that has caused this other brother to lose his life over your stupid bullshit. Being a bully. I digress. Our focus today, radical self accountability. How apropos. Now this was already slated before the decision. But ain't that something how worlds collide, right? Radical self accountability. They always say women ain't never holding themselves accountable. All the women I know, they be very accountable. We always talk about where we go wrong, and let me get into it tonight, okay? Hi, Roman. The theme, returning to myself, because that's what I think a lot of us need to do. We live so outwardly that we need to learn how to return to center, return to ourselves. One affirmation I want to go over before we even get started is I honor myself by telling myself the truth. That's being accountable. I honor myself by telling myself the truth. Being accountable. Our Black business spotlight today, in lieu of Rick Chow killing Cyrus, there's a mass exodus for African Americans right now to exit the chains, to break the chains of all of these others who come into our community, disrupt our economic resourceful flow, extract the dollars from our community for them to never return. This mass exodus of us looking for a place to now land our dollars at other Black businesses. I've been doing this Black business spotlight since I started the show. It was one of the things that I knew I definitely wanted to do, and I think I did episode 1, 2 seasons ago. Highlight Black businesses. I always ask for people to give me information on Black businesses so that I can highlight them. These people don't even watch the show. They have no idea. They don't know. However, I know that even if I only got a platform of one person watching, 2 people watching, 3 people watching, it doesn't matter. You guys can still come and look at the show and say, hey, I found another Black business that I can be a patron of just because of this one particular segment. So if that's what I got to do, then that's what the fuck we're doing. Because we cannot keep giving our dollars in our community to the hands of somebody else who don't trust us. They follow us around the store. They talk shit about us and then willing to chase us down a football field and a half like they are running back or a wide receiver or some shit and then kill us. It's bullshit. And with that, because African American women are so reliant on our beauty to come from Asian stores, it's either the nail shop or the beauty supply or where you buying, I mean, that's still a part of a beauty supply, hair supply products and all of these different things. We tend to go to what's in our hood and who's putting these businesses in our hood. They are. The Koreans that's following us around the store. And mainly it's them and Chinese for the most part. Japanese and the Vietnamese they don't be messing with us like that. They stay in a area, and Vietnamese is some of the nicest that I've ever even dealt with. But that's neither here nor there. Those dollars still go to Black dollars. Recycle our dollars multiple times in our economic community before it decide it want to go on to some Jordans or whoever the hell the fuck else. Glow and Flow Beauty. If you are in Los Angeles, there is no place better than Glow and Flow Beauty. They are located at 933 North La Brea. They do have another location I know in Hawthorne. I've never been to that location, but in meeting and knowing the owners, there is no customer service that you are going to receive that's greater than this. They are on par with the Chick-fil-A's, Nordstrom's, and Costco. Those are the three greatest customer service brands you'll ever find. And when I tell you go to this beauty supply, you'll be pleasantly surprised, happily surprised, and very happy to spend your money there, as opposed to the others. I'm going to treat you like shit. They got a rewards program, all that good stuff. Go on over there to Glow and Flow Beauty in Inglewood and shop away. And if they don't have something that you need, tell them, because they will order it just for you. Now that political climate. I'm just so mad at everything right now. I really don't want to talk about it, but it's our last show, so we got to talk about it. All the stuff that we ain't been talking about. Voter fraud equals Republicans lost. Period. If a Republicans lose something, then they gonna call it voter fraud. If they win, everything was counted perfectly fine. Spencer Pratt is out. In California, we take the top two. Uno, dos. And uno, Mayor Bass, current incumbent. Two, you out, Spencer Pratt. Gone. You should have never been in it. But, as they say, Democrats fall in love, Republicans fall in line. He was just falling in line, doing the bidding of the devil, because that's what he was supposed to do, and they do it so well. Democrats need to figure they shit the fuck out. Nithya Raman has surpassed him, and she's number 2 as votes continue to come in. So it will be in a runoff between Mayor Karen Bass and Nithya Raman in November. Keisha Lance Bottoms, I am happy to say, in the state of Georgia, she was once the mayor of Atlanta. She is now in the ranking and the running for Georgia's gubernatorial race. I can't even, with these governor races, because everybody think that it's supposed to be 100. There were 60 names on our California ballot for governor. That is insane. So I don't know how many people that there were in the Georgia running or on their ballot, but I'm happy to see that Keisha Lance Bottoms has made it to the top, and good for her. You go, girl. I hope they win, but that ain't my fight, and I ain't got nothing to do with that. Media, because we're talking about fake news, voter fraud, and all this other stuff, because your president, your illustrious president, says that as he walked out on Kristen Welker's questioning of him yesterday, the day before, he gets up and storms out like a child out of her interview. And calling, even though he was on MSNBC, he called out like a million other people that ain't have. Okay, Hilton's running for governor. Yes. And there was some other name. I don't think what name that was. But voter fraud and fake news, media. Interesting. He was sitting with MSNBC, but he like, in this station, then he named every station that was fake except the one that he was doing the interview on, which is funny. Like, you don't even know where the hell you gosh, this man is lost. But anywho, that was just a little funny. It's interesting to me that in America, because it's propagandized, how much of our media is just on a rotation block of bullshit. It's a cycle. And then there's all these stories that are happening, world news, and you never hear anything about it. Currently, no one is talking about what is going on in Bolivia. They are having an indefinite general strike. Their capital is under siege and has been under siege for some time. It is going down, 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 down. Yet, nothing. What happens in the Congo, you never hear about it. Sudan, you never hear about it. Sierra Leone, you never hear about it. And these are stories that are conflicts and things that are going on nonstop, 24/7. And we are so blinded in America. It's sad. We're blinded by, I try to share as much news as I can in my stories so that I don't inundate people on my page. But it's just like people just choose, um, yeah, with legacy media, yeah, you'll never get any good. I mean, not good stories because you want to be a good story. It's just you ain't getting the stories. You keep talking about the exact same shit, and then you're lying about the stuff that you're talking about. Your viewpoints are so swayed heavily from one side to the other. I don't even need to know what you have to say because I know everything about how you feel. There's nothing new there, and it's annoying as fuck. Media in America is just sucky. That is the beautiful thing I will say about the World Wide Web is connecting us in so many different places that if you chose to tap into other places, you could extrapolate the information that you'd like to see. That's if you chose to, because everybody doesn't do that. Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like if you care to, I care to. I know about things that are going on all around the globe because I follow stuff in every region to know to have these things filtered to me. I don't want to sit here and just be a doop doop. I don't know nothing that's happening nowhere if it ain't happening on my block. I don't know nothing about it. And I don't listen to traditional news because it's propagandized and it's full of shit. So the kids are all right. Chopper is back home. He's looking for a job. Y'all got some jobs for this kid. And he was applying to UCLA Health. I don't know whatever happened with that, but neither here nor there. I'll go find out later on today. And then all he wanted to do was play volleyball every day, which sounds fun, I guess, until he returns to Hawaii in a few weeks or a month or so. I don't know. She's happy that it's NBA Finals, but she's sad because it's NBA Finals, and then she ain't gonna have no more NBA to watch for a whole nother little something. So then her day is about to be real draft. She need to find her a job too, a J-O-B. What is the word of the day? J-O-B, children. J-O-B. Yeah, J-O-B. And Sterling left me on Saturday, and I'm real sad about that. Y'all saw me at the airport crying because I was sad because he left me, and yeah. Okay, to lift the mood of funny. This is why. Yep, me too. As you see when I be posting stuff, because you be looking at all my stuff, Max. But as you see, yes, I'm getting news from all over the globe. Of funny, because I say I will start infusing a funny here. So hopefully this wouldn't, because it just yeah. Then somebody posted, I just bought a charger from Dollar Tree and that motherfucker changed my phone number. Why I'm so stupid? That's just so silly, but it's so funny too because why would you do a Dollar Tree like that? Even though if you got a charger from that, I think that all it would do is just siphon off your battery juice. Whatever you had there, you're gonna have less when you unplug that thing from Dollar Tree because it is not about to charge your phone. Okay, my life. What we got going on in my life, child? My back is doing better this week. I had my very last physical therapy session today. And I don't know how Big Mama gonna live without going to PT, but she gave me all the things that I need to live and dwell and be and help fix myself. We shall see. We shall see. Um, all her little exercises and stuff, they hurt so bad, but they hurt so good because then when I'm done, I'll be like, dang, I do feel a little bit stronger, but it still hurt real bad. What happened over the last week? So Thursday, I had a bon voyage party for my friend who I have to go meet as soon as this show wraps because I'm doing some work for him. He's on his way to Africa. And we had a bon voyage. His girlfriend had a bon voyage party for him. I was his photographer, so I took photos of the party. I had on the cutest dress. Okay, I can't wait to wear that dress again because it is the. I ain't gotta take pictures in the next time because I already took pictures, but that dress is it. It got like butterfly strings and stuff on the back. I really like wearing that dress. It was so, and I'm not even that kind of person, but that was a fun dress. So yeah, we had a bon voyage party for this man. And it's so funny because he didn't know nobody. It was his girlfriend's friends, and they were being introduced to him, so that was cute. And her best friend, her friends. And so yeah, we just had a party, and my friend, he just had a good time. All he do is sit there, smile, and child, that was really all it was about. But he's going to Africa, and he's working on this huge telecom project. So we wishing him well. All goes well. He get all what he needs out of the deal, and that's it. Because all this work he got me doing, child. Not like it's a lot of work, but I am helping him with a lot of technology aspects of what he got going on. Friday, I had met with him again. And it's like every day we got a meeting until this man leaves on Thursday. And so Friday we were there, and then my sister came up to the bar, and then we start bar hopping. Oh boy, we had fun. Yeah, yeah. Cause where we go? We went to Melody Bar. We'll never go to Melody Bar. We went to Melody Bar. Only time I go is when Kay made me go. Or my friend Zakia, and it was actually Zakia that made me go. Them the only two. Them the two people who be making me go to that place, and I went because of Zakia. Because Kay, you was over at the district that night getting the word bird or what was going on, and that's a whole nother something in and of itself to talk about the district, child. We need to have a news show where all we do is sit and talk about LA news and what's going on. Saturday, Sterling left, so I knew most of that day had to be geared towards ensuring we got him out of here safe and sound to get into the airport. His flight was at 10, so we had lunch or a late dinner. We had late dinner, and Aja helping my friend with his African project and all this other stuff. It was help him with some cut and paste because he uses a MacBook. I don't know how to use a Mac. I am a PC user, although I have an iPhone and an iPad. My daughter has a MacBook. I don't know. That shit is foreign to me. And so all she did was cut and paste, and he thinks she is the smartest person on the face of the planet. I tell you, old people are funny when it comes to technology. And now he want to give her $500 because she helped him cut and paste. But he is my mentor in helping me get to Africa. Because if y'all don't know, I've been saying this, I want to move to Ghana. That is within my 10-year plan. Hopefully, if all goes well, it'll be a 5-year plan and I get there even sooner. And if the Lord just really want to be like, I'm about to help you show out, girl, it'll be a 2.5 to 3-year plan. And yeah, so we're gonna be doing Big Mama's Daily Digest and podcast from Africa. Okay. So that's where I want to go, and he's going to help me because he's from Sierra Leone and he does business with all these people in all these other countries. Anyhow, Sunday was a fun day. I had to meet again. So I was meeting with him. Me and my daughter had to go meet with him, help him with some other stuff. And then I left to go play tennis with Chopper and my niece Kennedy. Now, mind you, they are in Los Angeles Unified School District sports history. They think they the shit. But that's because they play volleyball. He played volleyball and she played basketball. Now, they both won championships. That's why you didn't see me Saturday night. Yeah, where was you at, Steph? Saturday? Where was I at? Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. What was going on? Where you was? But anyhow, yeah, I wasn't nowhere. I was taking the little kid to the LAX. But then Sunday, I whooped these kids' ass. Okay? Oh, Sunday. Yeah, what was going on Sunday? Where everybody was. I saw y'all was all doing something. Y'all was doing something, but I was over there whooping on kids. I put a hurting on them kids. And then they was like, you know what, they tried to tag team. Raven always be somewhere, child. That girl be outside, always talking about all I do is sit in the house and be a antisocial or what she's an introvert. That girl's a lie, an intro version of a lie. Girl, your ass is always outside, upside down, to ass up and shaking. Okay, gyrating and shaking. No, I kicked them kids' ass on the tennis court, both of them. So I played Kennedy, beat her a couple times, and she said, "Michael, you try." Michael tried, he lost. Another match with Kennedy, she lost. Another match with Michael, he lost. Another match with Kennedy, she lost. Another match with Michael, he lost. Last match with Kennedy, she talking about I gotta play any ball that comes my way. Like it don't matter if she served and it could be out. I gotta play it. Do you understand? I played like 9 matches of back and forth. Well, her a couple times, him a couple times. Then they thinking like, okay, let's strategize. We're gonna go back and forth. Back. I won every single fucking match, every single last one of them. This your big mama with a bad back, and I had on a little bitty dress. I dusted the brakes off them kids. Now they talking about they need to practice and come back. I do this. I play tennis. Now, hey, I played volleyball, but that was then. I plays me some tennis. Okay? Now I done told y'all before I played Venus. Yes, she beat me. We were young. Yes, she did beat me. But I played her. Who else can say that? They got their ass beat by Venus Williams. You know how good you gotta be to say that you even played Venus Williams? These kids will never beat me. They would have to play for 20 years to be able to beat me. And I'm talking about 20 years every single day in order to beat me. This is what I does. Okay? That's all I had to say is I kicked them kids' ass and that was so funny. And so now every Sunday I say, y'all, since it's summer, y'all wanna go get your ass kicked? And they're gonna be like, you gotta do this. They think that they can hit it on out, like where the doubles is, and I'm still supposed to play. Like they done created all kinds of new rules now for them to cheat a little to have an advantage. And if they don't get up out my face. Okay, Daily Digest. It's planning the cancer season. I usually have like 15 parties. I got only one in mind right now. July 11th. Mark your calendars. Stephanie, I saw that you posted that the what is it called? The Catholic school something. The Catholic school people be having a little party weekend, and that's the weekend. Well, that's my birthday weekend too. Kind of, sort of. My birthday is literally on the Sunday before. But that next week we are going to have a train ride from downtown Los Angeles to Gaslamp, San Diego. All aboard. Get on a train July 11th in the morning. And it's going to be one good hell of a time. Buy a business class ticket because that's what we're going to do. And we going to turn that train all the way out from LA to San Diego. So I'm going to post that now that this season's about to be out of the way. Then I can get to the birthday season. Cancer season. Because it's well underway. And then did y'all hear about all these earthquakes? A 7.8. Damn, it wasn't Peru. The Philippines had, but it's the rim of fire. So the Philippines had an earthquake. I think theirs was 7.8. And then there was just another one. But these tsunami warnings is like they hitting. I'm so happy that Michael is not in Hawaii. Every time it's just like, and I think about it, and I got my finger on the pulse in Hawaii because this boy is clearly he gonna keep living there, and he wants to move there and live there. He wanna live there forever for the rest of his life after he finishes school and go to graduate school there and all this other shit. So clearly Hawaii is about to be a part of my life for the rest of my life. And I really need to know what's going on that little bit tiny island because what if they the island just go under or something? I pray that it doesn't because them people are so nice and beautiful, but god dang. Being out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean is real scary of a concept to me. To me. Especially with all these tsunamis and these crazy ass earthquakes. So that's that. The World Cup. There are so many facets of so many things to say about the shit show and landscape of having a World Cup here in the USA. People who have all their documentation in order, have their visas, they have their passports, they have everything that they're supposed to have in order in effort to come and participate in the games. we're not even going to get into the people who are just spectators who are coming from some of these countries. We're talking about the actual athletes, parts of the coaching team staff, the referees they're being denied entry or being detained. Many people don't even want to come because of our political landscape. This shit is so sad. Like the impact of a vote, truthfully, the impact of a vote and how it has just matriculated into other regions of the world that didn't have nothing to do with us voting for the president that we voted for. Yet they're paying the price and they're paying hefty consequences. Yeah, the world. I agree. Yes, my birthday is July 5th. My birthday is July 5th, but we're going on a train on the 11th. I think it's July 11th. Yes, my birthday is on the 5th though, July 5th. I do. I think that the games should be boycotted. They should certainly be boycotted because we shouldn't even have them. Of course, this decision to have them happened well before we had the dictator in chief, but neither here nor there. It is what it is. And sadly, for all these athletes, this is just so unfair. For all of these South American countries, for all of these African nations, horrible. Just absolutely deplorable. But since we're talking about people whose ass has been kicking and kicking and kicking, Serena Williams returned to the court today and she won with Victoria Mboku, who is a Congo native. Well, I think she came by way of Canada, but her family and everybody, they're from the Congo, Congolese. And they advanced to the next round. So I'm happy about that. And at least I got a little bit of tennis or something. Because, yeah. Because, yeah, I think I could beat Serena now. After she done sat on her butt, go and have some babies and take some more GLP-1s, girl, so I can almost return one of your serves. Because it's much different playing her than it is playing Kennedy and Michael. And even though they're very athletic, so they give me a good run for my money, they just ain't as good in playing tennis as me. So I ain't got to do as much heavy lifting because I'm smarter at playing the game than they are. I ain't got to use as much running and doing all that. But Serena, yes, she would still kick my ass. I don't even know that I'd be able to return a serve if she served one at me. I'll be screaming and like, shit. And then, the Knicks lost. That's because you let Satan in your house. That's just because your color is orange. You got orange, okay? Orangina. And you had Orangina in your box up there. And he brought the lose. He brought the lose to y'all team. Y'all was doing spectacularly well. Spectacularly well. Until you let the orange mouse in the house and then your shit crumble. And that's what y'all get. Not that it was y'all fault that y'all could stop it. But hey, West Coast is the best coast. And I was going for San Antonio anyway. So that's why I'm talking mess, because I don't want y'all to win. And I ain't never been a Knicks fan. I've been an anti-Knicks fan because I'm a Laker fan. But we ain't in it. So, hey, y'all want LeBron? Let's get in the show. Why did I cheat? I got a question for you. Have you ever looked back and realized the person that you betrayed the most was yourself? Because I see so many of us kicking ourselves in the ass and be like, that's my own fault. That is my own fault. Because that's how I feel about so many things in life right now. Like, that's your own fucking fault for getting yourself in that position. For, he cursed them for sure. I wonder if he'll be at the next game. They probably don't want him there. And then did you see all the crazy that happened in the streets following? It spilled over into kind of looked like LA after, even though I don't know why we cut up like that, because we winning and we still cut up. So I'm like, it's not even like LA after we lose, because we win. We win the championship. We won. The Dodgers won. And when the Lakers won, we still just tear shit up and cut it with them. What is wrong with us? Now they did it because they lost. That kind of makes a little bit of sense. But when you win, help me understand why we tear stuff up around here. I don't know. But they was pretty upset, and I can understand why, because I would have been heated if he came to one of our games. Like mad. Causing all that damn traffic and shit for nothing. Um, have you ever looked back and realized the person you betrayed the most was yourself? If so, how? Sit on that. Think about it. I had mentioned that there were 7 areas that I realized. 7 um 7 areas where I was cheating me. 7 areas where I was cheated by myself. 1, in getting married. So I got married, and anniversary would have been 6/7/18. I don't know when that was. 2 days ago, 3, 4 days ago. Lesson number 1, lack of boundaries in the relationship. My lack of boundaries produce the debacle. I said yes when I wanted to say no. I accepted things that should have been challenged. I taught my husband, the strange, how to treat me by continually moving my own line in the sand. And every boundary that I failed to set became a debt that eventually I had to pay. When we first got together, his best friend asked me, "What is my homeboy's curfew? Now that y'all married, what is his curfew?" I, like an idiot, said, "He doesn't have one." Again, every boundary I failed to set became a debt I eventually had to pay. I said he doesn't have one. A married man should know what's appropriate and when he should have his ass in the fucking house. You're married. Why are you out to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the morning? That never in a million years did I think that by not saying, "Oh, you need to be at house every night, no later than 1," would ever turn into what it had become. Well, that didn't bode well, because I did have someone who decided 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. was just a normal occurrence. The second thing I learned, and it's not that I learned them in these orders, but I just learned them. Another way in which I realized I cheated myself. So that was a huge one for me, and not setting boundaries. That was an example of one of the boundaries that came back to haunt me. And it wasn't so much the person should know, because this is about me. It's not about him and how I cheated myself. Let's just say I said 1 a.m. was it. Would I be where I am? Would we be where we are now? I don't know. But I know I wouldn't feel shortchanged by at least asking or setting a boundary that I know should have had a precedent, versus allowing it to be so ambiguous to where it looks as if it's just everything is okay, and it was not okay. Because eventually that did become a heavy toll for me to pay, being married to someone who comes in at all hours of the morning. The second thing that I learned, again, not in order, pride disguised as strength. So I built a lot of walls because I was ashamed. I was ashamed to need help. I was ashamed to admit fear. I was ashamed to admit that I didn't know what I was doing. What I called strength was often pride. And I understand that pride can keep you trapped in situations that humility could have freed me from. I grew up with my parents being married. Happily married? I don't know. I wasn't in a marriage. I mean, I was a child, a product of. Um, I did not see disrespect. I'll tell you that much. Not in the sense where my father did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Never saw that. I never seen him come and go as if he was not married. He was so very regimented. It was like clockwork. Both he and my mother, very much like clockwork. Who comes up? Like I could tell you at what time who's coming. Like they pull it down the street. I could hear a car from intersection 5 lights away because everything was like clockwork. And consistency breeds respect. I did not have that in my marriage. I also didn't have my parents in my marriage. And we'll get into counsel because that's another lesson learned. But another way in which I cheated myself was trying to pretend to be so strong that it doesn't bother me. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I have no course correction how to fix it. And wheels are constantly falling off of this thing. I was being dismissive of major things that required being checked. I was showing fear, but I was dressing it as strength. When my girlfriends or my loved ones would ask about things, I would be resolute, like, girl, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I ain't paying them no attention, or whatever the case may be. And in hindsight being 2020, you realize none of that helped. None of it made it better for me. None of it made it better for him. None of it made it better for the relationship. Hence why the wheels completely fell off. Third thing that I learned, again, not in order, letting current emotions create permanent rules of engagement. Every single relationship has seasons. Yes, they do. But I allow temporary disappointments to create permanent conclusions. You piss me off in this way. I am disappointed. I think that's I always feel, because I always try to seek to understand people. It just comes down to fuck hurt, fuck heartache, disappointment. That is big for me. I hate being fucking disappointed. I allow temporary disappointments to create permanent. So I'm going to jump to it. I'm not jumping to inclusion because you did that. That says this right here with a period. There is no room for a colon, semicolon, a comma, a nothing. That's what it is. Period. That's what it is. I let moments dictate my strategy. That's how we moving. Okay, this is how I'm moving. I reacted instead of responding. I'll take a beat. I didn't marry a communicator. Their course of action is to retreat and run. So that is very difficult for a person like myself when I am struggling to understand, to get to a basis of why did this happen, because without understanding why it happened, I don't feel as if I'm ever going to fix what it took for it to not happen. I wasn't with that person. I wasn't with a person who wants to do that because they don't like accountability. Now, people say women don't take accountability. I married someone who does not care for accountability. It is about deflection and what you did to make me do that. Which is fine because you always want a causation and a root cause as to why we got here and to peel back layers. But if all we ever do is peel back the layers as to what the fuck I did to make you do what you did, then there's no accountability for you saying, even though you did this to me, I don't have to do this in return. And I'll get to that a little bit further. But me now no longer even giving a fuck about wanting to understand. Instead, it's just I'm responding. My reaction is to respond. It's not in kind. I'll say that. And Emotional decision making often creates emotional consequences. I'm a Cancer. I think I make every single decision with emotion, unless it's business. That's the only time that I can take a beat. Real shit. It's the only time I take a beat is in business because I use a logical mind. In relationship now, after all this that I got out and put here on the thing for you guys, I'm different. I'm much different. However, because I had to realize all this shit that I'm telling y'all in order to get to that place, um, letting current emotions create permanent rules of engagement. You pissed me off, bet. That's where we at. And that's how I moved. And that is unhealthy. That has not worked for me. But I do make so many emotional decisions. And now I am more regulated and I like to take a beat, feel the emotion. Of course, as I keep telling y'all about Buddhism, baby, the way it saves me in all the ways in which I wish I was a Buddhist from the time I probably very first saw What's Love Got to Do with It back when I was a child. Because had I done that, my life would probably be way different. Just with all the life lessons and the wisdom that is infused into the teachings. So, fourth thing, lack of fucking planning. So I cheated myself there in wanting to stop being in a relationship where I felt as if I was being toyed with. I got married, and I'll say it was because it was, what are we doing? What is this? We live together. We've blended families, yet you ain't asked me to marry you. If something were to happen to you, what happens to me? I have no recourse. I have nothing. And I'm giving my all to this relationship to have nothing in return should something hit the fan. And I believe that that pressure was the catalyst for him saying, well, you want to get married? Like, because I'm tired of this motherfucking bullshit. And we got married. After that, it was maybe for me, I don't know, because I haven't really revisited that part. Maybe it was one of those things where you're like, I got what I wanted, and now I got a sigh of relief. I think that could quite possibly have been what it is for me, right? Sigh of relief. Lack of planning. Love is beautiful, but love without planning becomes survival. That's exactly what this shit was from day one. Survival. Nobody teaches us that relationships require vision. Financial vision, family vision, personal vision, future vision. I think you come into it at the state in which you're in. You realize that that won't be the state that you'll be forever, right? We got into a marriage with 2 children out of high school, two in high school, middle school, elementary. So as the children matriculated on out, there was no, and with mine being the baby, because it's every other one, us having 6 kids total. Every other one is his, mine, his, mine, his, mine. So the last person to leave the nest will be mine. And at that point, it's, well, I'm done, and now I can go out every night and I can live my life as a single man because that's how I felt because of so many of these other things, and one of them being a lack of planning. Of course, what the state you enter your relationship, you may enter a state where we're young and we want to have babies. Well, I know the existence of my entire relationship with my husband isn't going to be I'm pregnant forever. No, that's a period of time here, and then it's a time where you have the children, and then be a time where you guys are empty nesters, and then time for golden years. You know that these things are like seasons; they're going to change, but you plan for them. No plans. No plans. Okay. No financial plan. No family plan. I've always had personal vision. That's where shit just started, because I can't have one for you. I can only have one for me. And then the future vision, where you see yourself. I had a plan for all these things. They never aligned with the partner in the vision, in the path moving forward. We spent time discussing feelings when we should have been discussing strategy. There's a lack of planning and a lack of support. Just being in love and living a married life wasn't enough. There was never a role for me, hell, a lane for me to ascertain anything other than the man. It wasn't long before I realized not only was it one dream that I had that would never come true while I'm married to this person, I was never really able to be free other than who he saw me as. Like, you can't have a podcast. You can't be on TV. You can't go do that role. You can't do this. All you need to do is be a goddamn white collar executive and bring home the money and then life be good. That's not what I ever wanted to be. I mean, it's what I was. Yeah, I wanted to be it because it brings in money. And I was a pretty good IT executive for my whole life. But that's not my dream for my life. I did that because I needed to care for 3 children. It brought in dough. That's what I did. That's not what I wanted to do. It's what I had to do. And in this life of believing, oh, I have a husband now, I can do some of the passion projects, some of the things that I would like to do that could become very lucrative, that could yield a lot of money, but it takes time to start and do this. And having all these plans for my life, albeit believing that it was a plan for my life with a mate, that just was not what the fuck that shit was. There's a lack of leadership. That was another cheat. A lack of leadership. Leadership isn't domination, it's direction. Something that we clearly lacked, right? Somebody has to be looking at the map, and somebody got to be asking where the fuck we going. Leading, eventually both people become lost. That's what the fuck happened. That's the biggest cheat. It's pretty obvious that without a plan, it's clear that there was no one there to lead. Like, we didn't have a plan. So who the fuck gonna lead when we ain't even got a plan? Nevertheless, I was in a relationship with somebody who thought that just being a man alone meant I was a leader. Do as I say or you're fill in the fucking blank. A patriarchal mentality that I didn't see. Maybe I didn't want to see it. I don't know. I thought that my input was valued, and then realized that it was not. It's another cheat, lack of mentorship and sound counsel. In sports, you got coaches, and in your careers, you got educators and people to help you navigate the road. But some kind of way, somehow, we believe that relationships are just supposed to naturally work without all those same freaking tools. I had very few examples in our working relationship. Little to no guidance whatsoever, and almost no mentorship for navigating the complexities of our relationship or our partnership. And I believe it was even more compounding for him because you can't model what you've never seen. I saw how it was done because I was a product of a husband and wife till death did them part. They did each other right. Life was great. And that's what the fuck the shit was supposed to be. I saw how he loved her. how chivalry was not dead, how he took care of her. And I've come to a conclusion based on my past relationships in my mental, because I mentally polled myself with all the men that I've ever been with in relationship, polled those who had their parents in their lives in a loving, lasting relationship versus those who did not. And those who did defy all the status quos that we see online about as it relates to um being in loving relationships. Because you see the who should pay 50-50. All the men in my prowess who've had a mother and father be together, their father loved and doted on the wife or their mother. They took them out. They opened doors. They bought them things. They took them on vacation. They did all the things. Like, I love this woman. She just my woman. I ain't even thinking about no other woman. Your mama's the baddest, baby. Like, hey man, you need to get you somebody like your mama. Every single last one of those men that I've ever dated, relationship is so totally different from men who may have had their mother and father be together, but not in a loving, committed relationship. They were together, but what you saw wasn't really healthy, so you mirror it. The men who have had the healthy things, it ain't no 50-50. My goal in life is to get to a place where I take care of this woman. Like, that's what I'm here for. She takes care of me. She takes care of my children. She takes care of my home. The value that I see in her dictates I want to take care of every damn thing for her. And likewise, vice versa. They see the value in the fact that their woman want to take care. I want to iron his pants. I want to wash them. I want to cook. I want to do this. I want to do all the traditional things. My marriage didn't have that. Not that I didn't have the vision, but I don't believe that he did. I don't believe that where the value lied in him seeing his parents was anything other than it was easier because they were together, as opposed to if my mom was just a single mom or if my dad was just a single man. So much of the relationship is not about love. It's not about healthy. It's easier to struggle with a motherfucker than it is not to. And my relationship became that. Sadly, that's what I glean. I didn't get a chivalrous man who opens doors. He won't open my door. We had to sit at a grocery store one day because I said, I'm not getting out until you open the door. He said, I'll get back in this motherfucker and go home because I'm not going to open your door. No shit. I can never imagine my daddy ever saying that to my mother. She didn't touch no door handles. Ever. So I think a lot of it is not even having married friends. My friends aren't married. I don't have married friends. Um, One, two, maybe couple, not many. Not in my local orbit sphere. No, my friends aren't. His friends that are married, all they do is cheat. So, and I will say, I don't believe our marriage had infidelity, but it was cheating in all the ways that mattered to me more than actual cheating. That would have been an easy thing to get the fuck over all this other shit that was the dealings with, right? Um, and the only thing that I can think about of his married friends, because they're serial cheaters, to the point where it don't even raise an eyebrow. Like, that's just what they do. They cheat. Their wives know they cheat, so they cool with it, I guess. They just sit there and be cool with being cheated on. I guess. I don't know. That's just what it seemed like to me, you know? It's the nature of their relationships. That ain't, I've never seen no shit like that. That ain't gonna be the relationship or the nature of none of that I'm in, to where you just cheated. We cool. No, baby. That ain't it. I never wanted any of that for myself because it was nothing that I've never experienced. I've never seen it. And I can't imagine how a woman can knowingly sit at home and it's 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning and you know your husband is laid up with another woman and you cool with it. I don't know. But I guess at some point you got to stop fighting because if that's what it is, that's what it is. I personally can't contend with that type of living. And the last thing was unrealistic expectations, which I think as you listen to all the other ones, this is probably the biggest the biggest of them all. Unrealistic expectations. I expected people I expect my husband to heal wounds that he did not create. I expected relationships to provide things only self work could provide, me needing to do the work on oneself. I expected perfection from imperfect people, and every unrealistic expectation became a setup for my own disappointment. I expected my partner to say to me, after knowing me, like, damn, I know this woman's story, and it's a hell of one. I know how people who were supposed to love her betrayed her, abandoned her when she needed them the most, at the most vulnerable times in her life. I see how hard she loves and fights for the people that she loves, how she forgives and still has a soft spot in her heart for people that she should have the greatest hearts on for, how life can be so unregulated and very disappointing for her, and she still puts on a smile and she's kind to everybody around her. And I would never want to be those things to her or do any of those things to her. Unfortunately, that's not what I received. Instead, I got someone who said the minute she pisses me off, all that shit I know, I'm going to do that exact same shit to her. And in return, I spent years trying to fix all of the aforementioned things to show or prove that I was worthy of changed behavior that never came. I tried to take accountability. I tried to apologize. I tried to do corrective action, corrective behavior. You don't like this, I'll stop doing that. I wasn't met with any of those exact same types of apologies or accountability. It was okay. I'll still stay out to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12. Might not even come home the day or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So none of what I did fixed it. Let's just call space a spade. Ain't none of that shit fix it. It is fucking it. What I've learned, the greatest lesson I think the therapy could have taught me is the goal isn't really finding the perfect person. It's becoming the healthiest version of yourself so you can participate in love differently. And that is my greatest cheat hack. Love myself so much in a way that the healthiest version of myself so that I can participate in love differently than I've ever participated in it before. And I've seen that in relationships now. I've seen the new me be different and I like it. So why did I cheat? Because every time I got ignored, um my boundaries, every time I chose pride over vulnerability, every time I expected others to save me from that which belonged to me, all those things is the reason why I cheated on myself. But the beautiful part is, once I recognized where I was abandoning myself, I finally began to return home or return to my center. And maybe that's worth, and maybe that's what growth really is. Not becoming someone new, but finally becoming the person you've always needed. Because I don't want to be alone, and I do ultimately desire to be married again. December 18th, 2026, I was reborn. had one of the hard breakthroughs ever. It was an awakening of sorts. And that's when it all finally fucking hit me. When the light bulb came on and the paradigm shift happened, is when I realized all the love that I was pouring into everybody the fuck else. Because I'm pouring it into you. I want you to love me back in return. And I just said, I don't care if no one loves me. That was the day that I just cut off everything and everybody. I don't give a fuck if you don't love me. I'm not even seeking love. I'm not seeking your love and I'm not seeking your approval. And if you don't love me, that's fine. Because every single time I have the desire to pour love into someone, I flip that shit and I pour it into me. Every time I'm like, I'll take this person out. What do? You see me online. I'm at a bar or a restaurant by myself. And instead of buying you a ribeye and me a salad, I'm going to buy me a ribeye and a motherfucking salad. Because I'm going to turn all that shit internally. And maybe one day somebody will see how much I love me and come to me and be like, Big Mama, I want to love you like you love you. And then that's when relationship for me will take flight. Because until then, she just out here in limbo right now. Okay. I haven't looked back on that day. Tough journey, but worth it. Yeah. And thanks, Max. And so, and it's even funny now, me loving me makes people mad. How you mad that I love me? That let me know what kind of you are. Because how can you not love somebody who loves themselves? Not in a way, not in a superficial way, not in a I don't know. I'm no longer willing to put it out until I can feel me completely all the way up. But girl, way too much love. It's just at the seams and it's over and it's falling all over the place. Will I find someone else to pick up all the spillage that's coming around for you to get all the overflow of love that I am now giving me? I love relationships. I love healthy relationships because they're boring. And all you do is sit there and love on each other. Y'all just sit there on the couch and just watch TV because that's what I want. It's a happy, healthy, what people would deem a boring relationship. I don't want drama. I don't like drama. I can no longer be manipulated. I see things for what it is. I can spot a narcissist a goddamn mile away. And more importantly, I can see when people don't have the capacity to love themselves enough to ever love me. And that is probably one of the hugest lessons is sometimes you can look at people and you see the way in which they don't love themselves and yet you think that they should be showing you more love than they show them. If you don't care about you like that, I will be a fool or remiss to believe that you would care about me like that. If you don't care about your health in that way, you'll never care about my health in that way. If you don't care about your life in that way, you'll never care about my life in that way. And it's pretty clear freaking cut. And so I believe to be a beacon to show a partner, like that's a woman who loves herself, respects herself, cares about herself, and all this. I bet she'd make a great mate because I see what she puts into her and how she cares for herself, takes care of herself, speaks to herself. That will be a great mate because she can only allow that to spill over and become a part of what is being given to me. And that is a great lesson in love. And I would no longer cheat on myself with both bullshit. Not that the person is bullshit, but the bullshit that you allow. I won't do that. My closing reflection, because I didn't cheat on a relationship. I cheated on myself every time I ignored what I knew, abandoned what I needed, and accepted less than I deserved. Tonight, I forgive that version of me. Tomorrow, I honor the woman that she has become. My on purpose for the night. I don't know where I read this. It says disconnect from people who think hurting you is teaching you a lesson. And that's huge. We run across a lot of people who feel as if I'm going to do this to this person to teach them. That's not love. And that's not nobody that you should ever want around you. No one should have to hurt you as a punishment to show you that this is a lesson in anything. Not a lesson in humanity, not a lesson in love, not a lesson in life. Anybody who deliberately hurts you ain't teaching you shit. And the only lesson you should learn from that is get the fuck away from that person because they are not for you. My low of the week, financial woes, because that dang car took all my little coins. Okay? My coin is gone because I got my car back. That's all I got to say. Is this down martini? You see all the water, there's so much ice that's melted. And that's good because I don't feel like drinking anyway. But neither here nor there. New Year's Eve, because I love myself more than the situation I was facing. It's good to see hear this part of your story. Thank you very much, Max. It is. You see people online, and even though I share a lot, people don't know a lot. You know, you got to be a real close friend to understand. Um, but yeah, it's just me living out loud, loving me in the street, all by myself, just loving me, because that's what I got. I'm empty nester. That's why it's my life. Dot dot dot. After is after that good white corporate job. It's after this horrible marriage. It's after these empty nesting kids that took your big mama and just took her heart and just scattered it around the U.S. One want to go to Santa Barbara, go to Hawaii. They didn't want to go to Hawaii. They didn't want to go here. I ain't got to New York. I ain't got time for that little boy. He didn't scatter my heart all over the dang globe. At least Asha, all she care about is being in LA with her daddy. Because she is a daddy's girl. And she ain't going to let him go nowhere out of her sight. And then the oldest, he is in Arizona. Because who told him? I tried to kidnap him. And he said, ma'am, is you going to buy this plane ticket? Because I am ready to go home. And that hurt my heart. But yeah, that's it. Financial woes. I had to take care of these kids. Still, they grown. And I still got to take care of them. With no money's coming in. We is just living on a wing and a prayer. Okay? My high, beating them kids in tennis. That is definitely my high of the week. Beating them kids in tennis. And that's it. That's all I got for y'all. Even though I do got my closing affirmations. That's a fun time. I'm going to have my sister record the thank you, Max. Thank you for your support. I love you to death. I am going to record the tennis match this week. So y'all can see these kids get whooped on, okay? Because it is the funniest thing that they are sore losers and they feel as if they just too great of athletes and is in too good a shape to be getting they butt kicked by a 50-year-old, by a middle-aged woman who ain't athletic no more at all. And they are just trying to understand how neither one of us can get her. And they trying to team up. I said, well, maybe we can play doubles. Them two against me by myself. I'm cocky. They still ain't gonna win. They're gonna be over there arguing over who's supposed to hit the ball. That's probably gonna be even that much funnier to try to have the two of them go against just me. They gonna make more mistakes with the two of them than they would trying to play me individual. Closing affirmations, deep breath. That was a lot. I love y'all. 1, 2, 3. C3. My closing affirmations. My past mistakes are lessons, not life sentences. I trust myself to make wiser decisions. I deserve relationships that feel safe, reciprocal, and intentional. And as always, you know my favorite affirmation. You deserve to live in peace, not pieces. Thank you guys so very much for all your love, support over season 3. Because you know we always do this little inner season, so it's kind of shorter than what the longer season will be. But I do appreciate you guys. I love you. I thank you for all of your online support, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. You find your big mama, you support your big mama, you love your big mama, you like, you share, you do all the things. And I cannot be more appreciative of you guys. You are the best. Kiona, you already know. You already know we're about to be up in there. We're gonna be up in there bugging Samuel L. Jackson. Get kicked out together. I love y'all. You guys are the absolute best. And I'll be seeing y'all on the YouTube. Hit that notification button. Share some of these. They're gonna be taking us out like this. Like, dang man, all we tried to do is be up in there and just be up in there and escorted our asses the fuck up out of there. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. You know the deal. You ain't got to go nowhere, but you do got to get up off my line because Big Mom got to go.